dreamers, and welcome back to Dream Queen by Perla. As always, guys, thank you for all your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't done so, I definitely encourage you to do so. It helps with growing the channel, getting the video out there for more people, as well as keeping me accountable for personal readings. All that information can be found down below in the description. So let's go ahead and let's get started, Pisces. There is a sense here of feeling disconnected or feeling alone within a situation, whether this is in a romantic relationship, whether this is at work or something like that. It almost feels like you just feel alone, regardless of how many people you're surrounded by, regardless of who's around you or whatever it is. There's just a sense of like not feeling connected to anything or anyone. There is no satisfaction or pleasure in anything that you're doing. There is this energy of like just blah, right? Like food has no taste really. The smell, everything smells bland. No, we're not talking here about getting sick or anything like that. It's just like you're in this energy. And it's kind of funny because I personally experienced this over the weekend. I had a couple of hours. When was it? I want to say it was Saturday. Or was it Sunday? I think it was Sunday. I don't know. I think it was it Sunday or was that? I can't remember. It was one of those days, and it wasn't the whole day. But I remember, like, I was trying to eat, and I just couldn't because everything was tasteless. And I wasn't really feeling like disconnected as much, but I was just kind of like in this energy, and it was really just I just kind of needed to rest, if that makes any sense, because I had been like going and going and going, and it was just one of those ways of my body speaking to myself, like, yeah, it's not that you're hungry, it's not that you're this. You just kind of just have to like go lay down and stare at the wall, the ceiling, right? One of those days. And it's kind of like, okay, what is it that this disconnect or this feeling of is asking you to look into, right? What is it that needs a rest, or what is it that needs a fresh start? What is it that needs a reset? Is it your thoughts? Like, are you in a space where you're kind of like over analyzing or overthinking or over planning on certain things? Maybe your mind itself needs a rest. Have you been eating a lot of junk food? Have you been eating a lot of crap, and maybe your body just needs a rest, right? Everybody has their own opinion when it comes to fasting. I've done days, I've done weeks, I've done a lot of different types of fasting. Personally, it's nothing that I ever plan. It's something that one spirit tells me, okay, we're gonna fast for the next, couple of days, couple of hours or whatever. I just go ahead and I do it, because I know that at the end of the day it's going to benefit me, right? So it's almost kind of like through this disconnect that you're feeling, so you're being asked to give something up. Now, since these are general readings, it's going to be very different for some of you, for all of you. Some of you are being asked to fast when it comes to certain foods. Some of you are being asked to fast when it comes to the overstimulation, whether that is being on social media all the time, whether that's watching TV all the time. Some of you are being asked to fast physically, maybe needing to take an hour every day and just kind of like lay down or sit down or catch your breath or whatever it is. But there's an area in your life where you're overdoing it, Pisces, and this disconnect to everything around you is happening to kind of get you to pay attention. Excuse me, sorry. And it's almost kind of like you're not, maybe this is a new way of your body communicating with you, and maybe that's why you're not aware of it. And sometimes when we're not aware exactly of what needs to be fasted, what needs a rest or a restart, then everything kind of restarts, or everything kind of shuts down in order to restart, right? And this is usually, like, for me personally, will come in a form of like getting sick. Like when I'm not really listening, I can get really sick, like out of nowhere for no reason. There's no explanation, there's no virus, there's no bacteria, there's nothing. It's just my body being like, I told you to take care of this and you didn't. And I was just like, well, I didn't know that it was that. Not that I didn't know, is I didn't take the time to recognize what it was that was being asked of me. And it's kind of like that's the type of energy that you're in. So whatever it is, whatever this disconnect, if you're only feeling disconnected in one area of your life, then is very apparent as to what it is that needs to be faster, or needs a reset or a resting area in it. So if you're going to social media and you can't connect with anything, maybe certain posts or people that you normally follow and you connect with their post or whatever it is, and it's like now you're not connecting, it's like, okay, maybe that is where you need to take that break from social media. But there is definitely a rest that is needed. So we have the 10 of Cups in the reverse with the 10 of Wands in the upright position with the Ace of Wands. So again, you're through your body, through your feelings, your body, your higher self is trying to communicate something with you. So this dissatisfaction or this disconnect with life is trying to reveal something from you, something that needs a fresh start, something that needs a restart. There is a rest in an area of your life that you have been avoiding that cannot continue on is the main thing. Or there will be a complete reset where you will be in bed for like 2 or 3 days in order to kind of like reset this energy. If you're unable to figure out what it is specifically. And I don't say that in any way to scare anyone or anything like that. For those of you that have been on your spiritual journey for a while, you know how certain energies work. Sometimes is a recharge that we need, or a reset, or a rest that is needed to be able to integrate new energies in, because sometimes our physical body is not ready for the new energy, that surge of energy that's coming in, especially if we are constantly trying to, like, if we're constantly trying to decipher, constantly trying to figure out what it is that our bodies are telling us, because we tend to ignore it, right? So the more connected that you stay to the sensations and the feelings in your body and learning to interpret those, then the easier it is when new energy is trying to come in, to give yourself that time and that space to integrate that energy into your body. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle card. Now, this can be confirmation to the reading. This can be your advice or something that you're not seeing clearly that you need to be made aware of. So just one card, Spirit. Number 29. Honored cactus. Resourcefulness. So needing to be resourceful with what it is that your body's telling you. There's something that is trying to come in. There's a fresh start that is trying to come in an area of your life. Whether that is your thoughts, whether that is your eating habits, whatever it is. And you have to be able, it's almost kind of like your body right now is your resource. Your body right now is what is laying down the diagram or laying down the map of what is trying to come in. And in order for you to allow this new energy to come in, you have to be able to like almost lay down or rest whatever area of your life is needing rest, right? And at times it can be it can be challenging, or it can be difficult, especially depending on what it is that you do, right? So if you're somebody that is always there and ready to help everyone all the time, and you're the go-to person for everyone, and you wake up one day and it's like you're feeling like you don't want to talk to anybody, you want to be in silence, and Spirit tells you, well, you're going to take a vow of silence for today. You're not going to speak to anyone, or you're not going to do this today. And it's kind of like, oh, but why? Like, can I just do it tomorrow? And it's like, no, today, right? And it's very hard to kind of do, right, when it's something that it's new. There are days where I'm led to literally like be in silent, like I won't talk, and I would just like literally text my kids that morning or whatever it is and be like, hey, mom is not talking today. And they kind of like, in the past I would have to explain it and stuff like that. Now they just kind of, whenever I say something or whenever I text or let them know like I'm not doing this or I'm not doing that, they don't even question it. They're like, oh, okay, Like, I just let them know ahead of time so that they don't feel like I'm ignoring them or something like that, right? But for some of you, it's like maybe you're embarrassed over whatever it is that you're being asked to fast or to put to rest. And it's like, why are you embarrassed? Like, this is part of you. This is part of yourself. Like, you shouldn't ever be embarrassed of any part of yourself or whatever it is that you're being guided to do. Because at the end of the day, it is about your allowing yourself to come into alignment with your purpose, with your life, with your path, in order to allow you to live that life that you have always dreamt of. And at times things may feel or may seem a little off to other people, but again, it is not for them to understand. It is for you to understand, and it is for you to follow. Well, guys, that is all that I have for you for this week. As always, thank you for your love and support. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing. Guys, take care. Love you all. Mwah!